Hello YouTubers, this is SteamieWithGlasses here. Today I'm going to be reviewing my most recent addition to my Thunderbirds collection, which of course, as you can see here, is the Corgi Collection of the classic Thunderbird toys. I have to say, when I was a child, I remember I had a Matchbox version of Thunderbirds 1 and 3, but never ever in my collection did I ever have a Matchbox version of Thunderbird 2, or even some fans of my generation would have had was the large or supersize classic Thunderbird 2, and likewise I never had a model of Fab 1. First of all, to start things off, let's look at Thunderbird 1, and this is what she looks like in the for the launch sequence, like that. And if we take the wings out, that's what she looks like, for example, the overhead view when she takes off. Yes, as you may recall in my when I did the physics of Thunderbirds, as you can basically see, Thunderbird 1 is quite simply a rocket plane hybrid. So no more to it than that, really. You can see that's where the jet engines are and everything. That's the top view of Thunderbird 1, but very oddly with this model, I must admit, if you look, it also has the number and Thunderbird on the underside, which is something you don't really, never ever shown in the TV series. You can tell that's the top side there, and that's the bottom side, because you've got TB1 on the side, and likewise that side as well. Yep, so there you go. That's what. No more to it than that. That's classic Thunderbird 1. Now on to Thunderbird 2. Without question, Thunderbird 2 is an absolute favourite amongst many Thunderbird fans, and of course I too am a huge fan of Thunderbird 2 as well. Basically, as you can see, she is effectively the giant transporter aircraft, and yes, and she looks just so amazing in this configuration, as you can see here with the classic model here as released by Corgi. Yeah, that's the underside there. Yeah, as you can see by the aerodynamic shape of Thunderbird 2, you can see you can really understand why there are scientists out there who state that Thunderbird 2 can't physically fly, and also likewise because of the very unusual shape of her wings being backwards rather than forwards. And then you've got the jet engines at the back there. And of course, you may notice with when you watch Thunderbirds, there are times, for example, where with some of the models where the words and even the number of Thunderbird 2 changes depending on what size the model they've got, and likewise the same case with the model of the number 2 on the tail fins as well. Now we'll go on to the mode into which we release the pod. Yep, so that's the Thunderbird 2 minus the pod. And it is interesting that in the Thunderbird, in the episode Mighty Atom, that is the only episode in which you see Thunderbird 2 coming into land at the Saharan integration plant minus the pod. The only other time in the series. Now we'll bring the bring the legs down and place them very carefully over the. Oops. Sorry about this. Over the pod, and of course you've got their pod 4. It is quite interesting. The fact is that pretty much all the merchandise of Thunderbird 2 always had pod 4. You never ever saw like either pods 1, 2, 3 or even 5 and 6. Now if we open up the door, and there of course inside is Thunderbird 4. Yep, and that's Thunderbird 4, that's now out of the pod. And basically there's no more to it than that. That's basically Thunderbird 4 that's a very small toy of course. And as mentioned in the physics of Thunderbirds, you know, she's the least plausible of the Thunderbird machines, considering the fact is she's not a traditional submarine shape whatsoever. Now we go on to Thunderbird 3, and you can see it's a very, very basic model of Thunderbird 3 itself. You can see why it's very distinctive shape and everything. Also, you can quite understand that, as mentioned in the physics of Thunderbirds, that when Thunderbird 3 takes, if you think about it, when she takes off, because she effectively only has those 3 rockets, she would wobble about a bit when she takes off. In actual fact, if you watch very, very closely when Thunderbird 3 takes off, she does actually, when she takes off, she does waddle about a little bit, because the fact is that she only has 3 engines. Also, you may have noticed, of course, with Thunderbird 3 is that her number is 3 itself is only visible when you look at it that way, and that way. And of course, you know there are, of course, when you see there are models of Thunderbird 3 like that, but with her number the other way round. It's understandable why in Thunderbirds Argo, her number is actually moved over by 90 degrees.